Welcome to my kiosk. I'm your girl, flicked by Gina, a part-time worker, a full-time mom, and barely holding it together. This isn't a highlight reel, it's real life. Deadlines, dishes, and everything in between. I clock in at work and clock out at home. The shift never ends. Let's talk about it. For several months now, I have been feeling very overwhelmed. Overwhelmed with work, overwhelmed with three kids, overwhelmed with the household, and everything in between. However, I am not alone. I have a great partner that helps out greatly. Nevertheless, it doesn't make it easy being a mom. So I've requested some time for myself. As you know, being a mom, or should I say being a parent, sometimes time for yourself is just needed. And so, after waiting 8 long months, I have finally had some time to myself, just to wake up and just focus on me. The kids are out of school on summer vacation, and it's time to get stuff done. They are currently away vacationing while I am taking some time off to recoup myself again. And so, even though the kids are away, the household still needs to be done. Today, I've decided to do some household chores while filming some content because this mom is burned out. Not only do I work part time, but the jobs require a lot of me. I am not the kind of person that does well in a chaos environment. When it becomes unbearable for me, I pull back at any means. Coming home from work, feeling very exhausted, and having to deal with a household and three kids is overwhelming. Sometimes I lose my patience, but then I take a step back and reflect on my actions, on my performance, on my energy. It is not up to the kids to make anything easier for me. They didn't ask to be here, but I am grateful for them because they've given me purpose. Purpose to wake up every day and continue, but that doesn't make it easy. As a child, I had to grow up fast. My mom was a full time worker and barely had any time for us, which led us three to do the household chores, go to school, and babysit the younger ones. It wasn't easy, yet my mom would come home frustrated from her job, and I never understood it. I never understood why she seems so mad, why she feels frustrated. But now, being an adult and a mom, I totally understand. But that is not what I want to portray to my kids. I do not want to be that mom that comes home yelling, always seem upset, never having time for my kids. So I chose to work part time so that I can spend more time with them in raising them. That is just the path I've chosen because my kids are a blessing to me, and I don't take that for granted. I am not the only parent that feels overwhelmed, but I choose to tackle that differently. When I feel overwhelmed, as mentioned, I take a step back, whether it's from work or the household duties. I often isolate myself and just recoup my energy. Being the best version of me means taking care of my mental health, taking care of my body spiritually, mentally, in any form of way. And so isolation is not a form that many people could understand, But for me, it is a necessity to gain and reform my energy to go back out and be the proud mom that I am and function well on a job as I do. I'm a person, I reflect a lot. If I see my kids acting up, if I see the household is just not to my standards, then I know that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. In that case, I would stop what I'm doing and focus on my kids. Spend some time with them, do some activities with them, and then explain them afterwards. Mommy needs to get back to the household chores. Someone once told me, why don't you let the kids help out in the house? I sat back and I reflected on that. And I want my kids to enjoy their childhood. I don't want them to grow up too fast. I just want them to be kids, playing as they should and focusing on their schoolwork. But part of the parenting journey is also preparing your kids for life, preparing them to stand on their own, to take care of their responsibilities so that when they one day go out into the world on their own 2 feet, they know how to manage. So, with that being said, I started giving them chores. Everyone, including my youngest of 2 years old, also has chores, which makes my work around the house a bit more easier. Nevertheless, between chores, kids, and work, there's very little time for myself. And therefore, I have decided for these couple of days to take some time off for me, to focus on me. But I can only do that once the house is clean. Then my mind is set free. Today, it's about cleaning the downstairs part of the house and working on some content. Now that the kids aren't here and I've also taken some days off from work, my schedule is off. I am sleeping later, I am waking up later, and I'm doing just what I want to do and literally just focusing on me. It's a great feeling, and I advise every parent to do so. It's just a necessity. It's not about being selfish, but once you are at your best, you can deliver at your best. And that's me also being the best mom that I can be. For some moms, it's frightening to think about being away from their kids. I've learned to deal with it because I've realized that me being at my best is me delivering better performance. My attitude changes in a positive way. My kids are smiling, they are happy, and that makes me then happy. When my kids aren't happy and when I am not happy, it also reflects in the house. But I have a goal before the ending of this year, and I want to have more free time. I want to be more stress relief. So far this year, it has been going well, and I plan to continue doing what I've been doing. But next to being a part-time worker, a full-time mom, and a hairdresser on the side, I do have my goals for the ending of this year, and that's to be my own boss. When people say you get up every day and you go to work for someone else and makes them rich, that reflects different on me. I don't want to work for anyone else. I want to work for myself. I want to be there at every occasion in my kids' life. And I thank God for how far I've come and my family, and I'm blessed. So I'm leaving you with this video In reminder to first take care of yourself. Only then you can be there for others.